We often refer to you, our viewers, as Madison area residents, but the heart of southern Wisconsin beats just as strongly in many of its small towns.
Yeah, so tonight we introduce you to a local architect who is changing the landscape and the future of Lodi.
It truly was a place in my heart.
Steve Schulfer is a partner at Sketchworks Architecture in Middleton, standing at what will soon be called Primary Terrace on a historic hill overlooking downtown Lodi.
I've always had an affinity for Lodi. I'm a small town guy, born and raised in central Wisconsin, in a small town, and had been coming through Lodi recreationally for about 25 years.
Steve drove through, biked on the Ice Age Trail, hiked, and spent time on Lake Wisconsin. And as an architect, something about this small town was calling him.
Literally on a Saturday morning, went around knocking on doors and talking to the neighbors and trying to at least introduce myself, introduce what our vision was for the property. Had a neighborhood meeting. It was received very well.
The school had been vacant due to structural issues and hazardous materials since 2017. The property was desperate for renovation. They worked closely with the community and leaders, and now residents can't wait.
I get people coming up to me all the time talking about what a great vision, what a need for housing that the community of Lodi has, and what a great use of this property.
Primary Terrace will include 50 units of independent senior living available this spring.
One of the seniors I spoke to said she was born and raised in Lodi, lived her entire life in Lodi, but because of a shortage of senior housing was now forced to move out of the community.
Unless you actually come here, you just don't realize. And the more time you spend here, there's just, I don't know, it's like this magic in the hills, and the people are so great.
Heidi LaHue is the executive director of the Lodi Chamber of Commerce. She says this project is exactly what Lodi needs.
So over the years, the windows have broken and the roof has leaked and everything has just gone downhill. And Steve just came in at the perfect time.
Change, especially in a small town, can be scary. Residents are protective of their past.
It's one of those communities that you see on TV often and you're like, that probably isn't real. It is. Yeah. And it's here in Lodi and Lake Wisconsin. I think it's just it really is a special spot.
For example, this retaining wall, designed and constructed in the 1920s by a UW landscaping professor, is on the National Register of Historic Places. Steve's team will stabilize the wall and rebuild parts that are falling down to showcase the historic property.
When you work with people like Steve and his team, it just feels like he's sort of holding your hand through it, and he's making sure the choices that they're making are really going to fit for us here in Lodi.
In addition to the senior housing, there will be 13 townhome condominiums, and where the school is being demolished, another building with 49 apartment units.
We want to grow as a community. We want to invite young families. I mean, our schools here in Lodi are some of the best in the state. Look at the scores.
A lot of housing, which is greatly needed, not only in Lodi, but throughout southern Wisconsin. Soon, Primary Terrace will be a dream come true for everyone.
I think being so close to my heart in terms of the type of community that it is, being a property that I've been looking at and watching for decades, is exciting, and being so close to my own home is fun to watch.
And part of the plan for this Primary Terrace is to dedicate a portion of the land back to the city. 4 acres had been used as a parkland for the school, so the city will now have a new park as well as a playground with walking trails and concrete steps down to Main Street.